Fantastic.
Yep.
Meeting is now streaming live on Facebook.
Yes.
Fantastic.
So we are
Great.
absolutely ready, Meher, and I'm super excited. So
So am I.
welcome everyone. So if you are a business owner or an entrepreneur and you want to get 10, 100 or 1000 leads a single day, then definitely yes, that is something for your business is super powerful, right? And if that intrigues you, then I feel extremely privileged to get you on the topic of get instant leads with Meher Patel. And today I feel extremely privileged, honored to have a very dear friend to me and a so-called Google and a Facebook ad hacker. He's the marketing guru for me, and definitely yes, he's on a mission. He's actually touching so many lives, and believe me, this is going to be a transformational 1 hour power pack session. It has taken me immense amount of time to convince him that yes, I want you to be live, with in front of my audience.
Thank you.
But definitely, yes, guys, don't miss this session because this is going to be a power-packed roller coaster journey for this next 1 hour. You are going to get so many nuggets out of him because this man has so much within him. I mean, I remember once, we were just standing in his office, and it was almost like 12:30 p.m. Meher, do you remember? And
yeah,
I just came to meet you.
2 times you've come to my office. That's it.
and within that 30 minutes, what Meher gave me, it changed the whole context of my life. Believe me, guys, it changed. Whatever I'm doing, Nano videos. I remember, when I met him in January, I was nothing, and I feel super, excited to say that, I really want to acknowledge that in front of everyone. I was nothing. Nobody knew me. That how to get traffic, how to be more visible. There's so much of contribution, literally, of Meher, in my life, which I always, feel that there's an unconscious indebtedness within me, towards him. And I really, that is something, which I want each one of you, my friends, whatever words are coming, today I have absolutely, you would see there is no script, there is no template. It's going to be an informal.
You don't need one with me.
Exactly, man. Because because I mean, at my core there was marketing, right? And you are living marketing. You are basically a legend. When it comes to marketing, and when it comes to specifically being, driving traffic, having more leads into your business, and that is something, if you talk about today's time, when everything is, has changed, in a way
drastically through the digitals.
Exactly. And I feel super grateful that had you would have not, told me all those insights, in January, and if it would have been March or April, I think, I would have not be doing this, what I'm doing this, for all the audiences, for all the business owners. So guys, if you are a business owner and if your business is getting, challenged with this changing times, you're feeling that यार मैं अब बिजनेस में क्या करूं, अब कस्टमर से मैं कैसे मिलूं, कस्टमर मेरे तक कैसे पहुंचेगा, मैं कस्टमर तक कैसे पहुंचूं, बिलीव यू मी, आपको इन सारे सवालों के जवाब अब एंड तक जरूर मिलने वाले हैं। बिकॉज जो गोल्डन नगेट्स पे आज हम टच अपॉन करेंगे, where Meher is going to throw his light, throw his experience, all the mistakes he has done in last so many years, you are going to learn massively out of it, guys. That is what
my pleasure. Yeah, thank you.
Without even saying anything more, he is just on a mission, guys, to empower every business owner with digital transformation, with getting marketing, purely digitized in their businesses. And we share such a common vision. It's like
complement.
Exactly. We complement each other. Our missions have a common end point. The journey maybe, I do it through Nano videos, you do it through, proper
helping,
ad campaigns, Google. But somehow the end purpose is very same, right, Meher?
Absolutely, it is. Ankur, thanks a lot for saying so many nice things. You made my day. My day has not been so nice with so many kind of good words from somebody at a stretch for the last 10 minutes. So thank you, Ankur. And thanks a lot. Thank you.
And this has come without a template today, huh?
Thanks a lot, Ankur. So I must tell people who are listening to this video, it's the sheer determination that this gentleman who's in front of us right now, and he has unconditional vision to do whatever he's doing at this moment. I mean, he doesn't need to do this. Let me tell you guys, Ankur doesn't need to do this. I don't know what drives him to do this, what drives him to really make an impact. And if he is doing this, he's doing it for the people who need this at this moment. And if his mission right now is to help you guys, if to help people, business owners, to come out of your comfort zone and come out in front of the world and to talk and to communicate with your audience, with your people who are looking, who are waiting, who is there at this moment looking for your product and service. But unfortunately, we're just sitting here and we are hoping that they're going to come to us. This is not going to happen, guys. We as business owners, as entrepreneurs, as marketers, as advertisers that we should be for our own business, we need to reach out to our audience. And this is where Ankur and me as well, who's trying to do this in a different way and have different elements and attribution that we're adding and enabling business owners to use this to grow their own business. So Ankur, I must tell you that whatever I must have said, but the words, if not implemented and not executed with the right mindset, one cannot get results. So even if I have said something, it's you're the one who got it right. You're the one who put things in practice. You're the one who executed the way it should have been executed. And I'm glad that you're seeing the results. And I'm glad that you're really making an impact at this moment. And I could see the kind of work that you're doing. I could see that the communication is really coming closer and really genuine. Yeah, that's the most important part, because people have started realizing what is genuine, what is authentic, and what is fake. Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, everybody knows this. Yeah, so you cannot fake.
One of my line, which T. Haveka always says, it's coming straight into my mind, and I want to say that, that authenticity sells and inauthenticity smells. People smell that.
Absolutely, absolutely. So guys, so what Ankur is actually trying to inbuild in every one of you guys is that how could you remove, or how could you get that authenticity with your own voice? Because as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, what you can talk about your own business, no other people, no other person in your team, no other salesperson, nobody can say the manner, the passion, the thing that you have for your own product and service. So if you think that your marketing copy or content or creative is going to be written and driven and advertised by somebody else, I'm telling you it's wrong. I mean, I've been an advertiser, I've been a marketer, I've spent like millions of dollars also as well on the ad spend. And I have realized at the end of the day, it boils down to the passion of the entrepreneur. So if even I or my team is writing a content or a copy, we must have spoken for hours with the business owner himself. Because if the business owner is not ready to talk, then we don't take the business. Because where else can I get the passion for the product or for the service? So if you're a business owner, nobody better than you can talk about your business. And if you really want to get your customers to you, you got to be there and you got to speak out. So what Comfort is trying to do with you guys is by getting you comfortable on the video right now, just the way me and Ankur is doing at this moment.
See, guys, I told you, you are going to get so many golden nuggets. The first golden nugget, which he told is that the traffic is already there. Yes, you need to be more visible, right? Right, Meher? That's exactly, that you got to go out over there, whether you go in whatever form, whether it's your creative, whether it's your video, whether it's your ad, whether it's anything, to get more leads, to get more customers. This is exactly what you meant, right, Meher?
Absolutely. So I tell you this, guys. I won't talk, and Ankur is talking, and we both are trying to talk to a business owner at this moment. And if you're watching this video, if you're looking at us right now, if you are a business owner, the first thing that you need to understand is to know your customer. If you don't know whom you are selling to, now when I say if you don't know about whom you're selling to, yes, doesn't mean that you know that this person who wants my product is my customer. No, that's not it. You got to go deeper to that. You got to understand that where is he from? What is his age bracket? What kind of food does he eat? What kind of restaurant does he go? What type of holidays does he go to? What sort of products that he use? What sort of marketing tools that he use? What sort of emails does he use? What sort of phone does he use? What sort of Bluetooth device does he use? What sort of techniques that he use to communicate with his customers? And what does he like about a product or a service that you are selling? Not your product, not your own brand, not your product, but your customers. What do they like about a similar product that they must have bought for you in the market for the same product that you're selling? So how do you really find those things out? Now, if you really don't do this research, guys, we spend millions of rupees. Now, if we spend millions of rupees without this research, the millions of rupees go to waste. We can't even spend millions of rupees, because for you to spend million, you need to spend $1. Now, if you spend $1 where there is no return, the ad client is not going to let you spend $1 million. So first, if you want to really get the maximum ROI on your ad spend, you need to do this research. And when I say you need to do the research, it's not for half an hour, it's not for 1 hour, it's hours and hours, and it's continuous efforts for you to understand your customers in detail. Now you're going to say that, Meher, where do I find this information? There are so many ways. If you're selling a product, and if that product is being sold, not your product, all right? If you're selling a product and then that product has been sold, it's been getting sold on Amazon, just go on Amazon and look at the reviews of that product, your kind of product, and start reading those reviews. See what people have to say when they buy a product like that. See what they like about the product and what they are vocal about it, and see what they don't like about that product. And when you are creating your advertisement, your ad copy, and all of those things, you put those things in front, because this is what your audience wants. This is what your audience would react to. This is what matters to them. That is the reason they went ahead and they bought the product, and they went ahead and on Amazon and they made an effort to write a review. I mean, I don't take an effort to write a review. I order so many things from Amazon. Do I write? I don't have the time. You must be ordering a lot of products on Amazon. Do you go, Ankur, do you write? I mean, you order hundreds. You may be writing it for 5, for 10, or maybe none. But if your customers who are buying a similar product or service, and they have taken the effort to write about the product and service on the internet, which you will find tons of it. And if you've not gone ahead and searched for it and implemented that in your ad material, advertisement material, or copy, you are incomplete. That means you don't really need traffic. I mean, it's incomplete. You can't win traffic. You can't win customers. You can't win leads. You can't do that unless you are not fair for your own work, unless you don't justify your own work. So I request you guys to go on places. So that's one way of doing it. Yeah, Amazon reviews. You can go and find Amazon. And trust me, guys, it's not something which is from the thin air. Best of the marketers, best of the people who are doing drop shipping and everything, they find these golden nuggets from Amazon. They find these things from Amazon. When you buy a certain product, at the bottom of it, Amazon tells you that what are the other similar products that people buy when they buy this. So if you want to do an upsell, if you want to do a cross sell, where can you find a right answer that what product will go well with your own product that you're selling? So you go to Amazon and you buy a product, you will see a similar product at the bottom that people buy along. So if you're selling a phone, you know what goes well with a phone, maybe a Bluetooth, maybe a mic, maybe a speaker, maybe a case. So those complementary products is something that you can find. The other place to find reviews, the other place to know your customers better is to go to your competitor's website, to go to your competitor's Google review, to go to your competitor's Facebook review. Go and read what people have to say. Don't read the 5 stars. I mean, read them to know some stuff, but 5 stars may be fake sometimes.
Exactly.
But 2 star, 3 star, 4 stars, they may not be fake. I mean, 4 stars maybe, but 3 stars never. Exactly. So read about your customers, guys. Take that effort to do the research. And if you do the research, what Ankur said in the start, the tens, the hundreds, the thousands, they will come to you. The audience are there. The people are there. They are wanting, they're looking, they are ready to buy your product and service. But are you ready? Have you done your homework? Have you done your research? Do you even know who is ready to buy your product? So that's the time that you start doing these stuff. And I'm telling you, once you start doing this, I mean, I told Ankur in the start as well. I mean, he needs to understand, he needs to have a super clarity on what he wants to do. What is the impact? Because there's so many people who are doing so many things in the digital marketing world, that what is that unique thing that he's trying to solve? What is it that he's trying to make an impact with? What is it that is going to help a business owner or a marketer to take his message out? So that's when he realized, and that's when he had this in his mind, that Meher, I see that there's a humongous opportunity if every business owner comes out of their shell and speaks up and stands by his own product. Because today, if I say that I teach digital marketing, I can teach you Facebook and Google advertisement and all of these things. You're going to feel confident if I say it with my own mouth, rather than just having a post and at the bottom that learn digital marketing from Meher Patel. You're not going to feel impacted. I'm standing here, I'm saying it, I'm moving, I'm talking, I'm passionate. I want to say that to you. You're going to feel more comfortable, right? So that's what nano video is all about. That's what video making is all about. That's where people are making an impact by moving object. As a child, we all like things which move, right? As a small baby, when you throw something to it, she moves and she likes to throw things. Why does she like to throw things? Because when things move, they like it.
Wow.
They love it. So
Gosh.
pictures don't work. The movement works.
Wow.
The
I
passion.
never had a realization for this fact. I mean, definitely, I'm going to quote this example thereafter, and I'm going to use it for the rest of my life. That
Absolutely,
moment works,
absolutely.
huh? Moment
The
works.
moment works. I mean, for everybody, the human, we like movement. We don't like static things. We think that the static is boring. It doesn't make you take action. It doesn't make you feel that I should do something.
Awesome.
Guys, advertising and marketing is an opportunity. It's not an easy task. Every word that you write, everything that you share as a message, as you speak, at the end result that you really want is that the opposite person, now listen to this, the opposite person should remove his wallet and give you money for what you spoke right now, which is going to help him resolve his problem or help him fulfill the desire that he is ready to get fulfilled. Now, unless your words and your conversation and your message and your aura doesn't impact the opposite person to take an action, then please go back and start looking at what is it that you should really say. Wow. Because if that is not going to make a movement, if that is not going to make an impact to the opposite person, to remove his wallet, guys, the end goal is money, is transaction.
Exactly.
If the person is not going to transact with you, if your advertising message is not transactionable, he's not going to buy it, is there something wrong in your message?
Awesome.
I think something wrong in your message.
I think what I learned till now is, I want to sum up for the audience so that, they can keep summing it up and keep writing notes, because there's so many, guys, are you feeling that, that within the points he has, 10 points under a single point, and the way he just keeps on flowing his knowledge, it's actually humongous. There's so much of depth within his every word. So I just want to, a little bit divide it into further so that, it gets more clear. And, I just want to repeat it, man. First thing
go ahead.
Was, to know your customer. KYC is important, right? Know your customer.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And to the utmost detailing, to the, that's.
Yeah. I mean, there is no room. There is no room for fake things. There is no room for, I think this is something that my customers going to like. Come on. Yeah, forget it. Forget it. All right, move on, guys. Come on.
That doesn't work. So you gotta have a crystal cut clarity, a laser beam clarity, on what your customer want, not what they need.
Yeah. And you need to spend time in finding those things out. Those answers are there, available on the internet right very moment. If you don't understand that, if you don't really know that, please, I've given you a couple of sources: Amazon, Google review, Facebook review, competitors' website. All of these places are the real people talking about real stuff for the product that you are willing and you are wanting to sell.
Wow. And that is something, second point, what you told is that, these sources where the KYC can be done, what all the different sources, like Amazon, Google, Facebook reviews, competitor websites, even different blogs can be there, So Quora, Medium, all these things, people write, people comment, people do like, people do share their feedbacks. And I think YouTube videos, even under the videos, there are like tons of comments and people write, can you make video on this? So, those gives you ideas, okay, that, yes, if he's a business owner and he's commenting on a business video, it means, that he's looking out for something like that. So that is so amazing that first you told about know your customer absolutely in detail. Then you told how to know your customer. Wow, this is going in such a sequential way, that how to know your customer and what sources will help you to find what your customer want. And once you understand what your customer wants and you get that, sorted out, step by step, you jot them, then actually I think, marketing becomes, plug and play. The first part of it gets sorted. I know there are a lot of things here, after that as well. But your audience, whether it's Google
confidence.
Ads, whether it's exactly. I mean, whatever platform it may be, I think, it is irrespective, right, Meher? As you always say, I've attended so many trainings of yours. You always say that, irrespective, whatever platform it is, the audience part is, is something which is very
static.
It's static.
It doesn't change.
Wow.
Absolutely.
And then where you focused upon very important part, that is something was that every business owner is the expert of their subject, which means, my friends, who you are watching, when you are watching this video, always pat your back and say that you are the expert for your business. That no salesperson message or can feel the emotion for your product or service better than you can do at this point of time. That's something, what Meher focused upon. That's why you need to be more vigilant, more focused upon marketing, upon how to write the ad, what copy to write, what message to write, what video content to make, every content, what presentation to make, what email to write to every person, So everything, every message, what you told, I think, I can recall, Meher, that line, that the purpose of copywriting is to sell a copy. It's to not just write a copy. It's to write a copy which sells.
Yes.
And that's exactly what you've covered up today.
Have in your mind.
Wow, exactly. And I think these three, pivots were so phenomenally important कि मुझे लगता है कि चाहे कोई भी प्लेटफॉर्म हो, यहाँ तक तो ये चीज सेम ही रहने वाली है.
Absolutely.
इसके बाद मैसेज पे आते हैं, कि yes, but मैसेज पे आने से पहले ना मेरे को एक बार ये जानना है, Meher, that a lot of people have a lot of misconceptions about marketing. They think यार हम ना डिजिटल मार्केटिंग की ना एजेंसी को हायर कर लेंगे और वो कर लेंगे, and then it doesn't works out, and then they blame agencies. That agency doesn't work. But personally, after learning so much from you and from other of my mentors, what I learned is that it's not the agency who is at fault. What do you feel about this? And because a lot of business owners are stuck, Meher, बहुत business owners जो stuck हैं कि यार हमें तो digital agency नहीं मिल रही है, या ये नहीं मिल रहा है, या but the situation, I know the story is something else.
So I would say there's quite a lot of dilemma in that, and there's something to do with both of them together, because unless the agency and the business owners, they don't have the skin in the game and they're not ready to take this path together, and either of them starts thinking that it's just my role, it's just my work, it's just my job, that I got to do this, I need to run a campaign and I need to make that person happy. If that's what the goal is for the agency, you're never going to get results from those kind of people, because they are only intended to run campaigns for you, which may or may not work. It's not going to help or make or break anything for them. Now, what I see that the real reason, which I think you're trying to hint, is that how much skin in the game the owners have. Because what happens is when the owners think that the agency is the expert of this job, of getting me the revenue, guys, if agencies, okay, now listen to this carefully, if agencies have the power to bring you revenue, I mean, he would run it himself, start a business
Exactly.
himself. I
Exactly.
mean, if I am an agency, if I am that powerful that I can, bring revenue to every business that I touch upon, that I bring in to my arena, that in my agency, then I would start that business myself tomorrow, right? Because I don't have that power. It is something which is an amalgamation. It is a mixture of something to do with the business owners that rubs into us, that we try to push it out, we try to remove it from that business owner, and then start making strategies around it, understanding that what the business owner really wants, what sort of people are really interested in their product or service, and where are those people.
Mm. I think again,
As I said, I told you that the traffic is there.
Yeah.
I told you that the business, that your audience is there, but I never said they are there for you. I said they are there. That's two different things, guys. They are there, but they're not there for you. You gotta be going there. You gotta be there. You gotta go and communicate. You gotta go and be visible. And when I say visible, you gotta be consistent in your visibility. You cannot go in and flash out. If you
Very
flash in
important.
and flash out, it's gone.
Gone. People forget it.
Customers,
Exactly. Because
yeah,
there's so much of
this,
noise. Yeah.
it's absolutely, it's immense amount of noise on the social media, on the Google, and there's so many things which is happening around the social media, Facebook, Insta. I mean, the Facebook got congested. People didn't like Facebook because there's so many things which was going on. People moved to Insta. When Insta is also congested. There's so many ads running. Every fourth thing that you see on Insta is an ad. So that's also getting congested. Now, what are people going to do next? I mean, yes, they move to TikTok. Why TikTok works, guys? TikTok works because the people in TikTok, they cannot talk more than 15 seconds. We have short memory. As humans, we've got short memory. You want to talk, you talk in 15 seconds and make an impact. If you can't make an impact, let's move ahead. I'm in my life, I've got so many other things to do. Can you communicate your message in 15 seconds? That's where the TikTok really pulled in. That's where the TikTok really, why do people get so many views? Why do people get so many followers? Because they can engage. In 15 seconds, they can make an impact. They can make you change your mood in that 15 seconds if you watch some video on TikTok. And that's where people are getting into. When they go on social media, imagine, guys, Facebook and Instagram right now, they are struggling to make people stick to their platform. The only goal of Facebook and Insta at this moment is to make sure that the engagement is so authentic, the engagement is so worth a while for the person to come on Insta and Facebook, that they don't really leave Facebook and Insta. They don't really move to TikTok. So at all the time, Mark Zuckerberg, being the owner of Facebook and Insta, is constantly looking out for ways that how I can keep my audience engaged on Facebook and Insta. So if you want to really make an impact on Facebook and Insta, your communication has to be engaging enough. Now, when I say engaging enough, I'm not asking you to be a Spider-Man. I'm not asking you to be, talking comic stuff. It's just that it needs to resonate. It needs to be relevant. Now, how is it going to be relevant, and how are you going to be able to resonate?
Know
If
your
only
customer.
you know your customers.
Exactly.
If you don't know them to the depth, and if you go on Facebook just writing a message, just, hey, your copy guy comes and says, sir, what do I write? Hey, do one thing, just get this picture where a guy is holding my bottle and he's holding some other bottle, put my bottle inside and just make him stand like this and have some nice trees behind it and just say, buy now, I'm done. Or not buy now, you say immunity booster and the person is going to buy the product. No, guys, that's not how it's going to work. It's not how it does work. There's a lot of depth in that. And that's where understanding your customers, understanding your own product, what are the benefits of the product, and what are the things which makes the person take an action when it comes to your product. If you know that, you're going to make it happen for yourself. Yeah, guys. So absolutely. So start looking at these things. And if you don't have a product, now I don't have a product. I mean, I don't sell physical product. I don't sell a mobile phone. I don't sell a book. I don't sell anything physical. So I sell teaching. I sell how to advertise. I sell how to be a marketer. I sell how to sell. That's what I sell. I sell how to sell on the digital platform. Now, if that is what you're selling, then you need to come out. Then you need to speak out. Then you need to show how authentic you are. Then you will show that you really have. Are you a thought leader? Now that's going to make him smile. Are you a thought leader in your business, in your domain? Are you the thought leader? Are you impacting life at this moment without charging people? Are you impacting a real life in a real way where a person is taking benefits from you and making an impact in his life, having some revenue generated for him or having some visibility created for him? Are you doing something which is impactful enough for that opposite person? And if you become that person who is impacting life without exchanging of money, then that person, the money is going to come to you. It's a byproduct. If you are in a service industry and if you're not making an impact, and if you are upfront salesy, if you're selling, I mean, Ankur doesn't have to sell. He just has to impact. He just has to make a difference.
Exactly.
So once you start making a difference, the money is a byproduct. The sales are going to be a byproduct of your business. It's going to come to you. The day you are ready to sell, the people are going to buy from you. So I mean, when I started, yeah, go ahead.
One line, one line coming straight in my head, of Bill Gates, which is so close to my heart. And, so guys, before I even say that line, I would love to acknowledge Meher, for giving me this verbiage of being a thought leader. When I met him, for the, in his office for the first time, he told me, Ankur, you got to become a thought leader. And he gave me step-by-step journey. He gave me a step-by-step journey that, this is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to do. You're going to, impact people. You're going to do a lot of free stuff. You got to do a lot of, got to enter into a lot of groups. You got to do this. You got to do interviews. You got to do that. And everything by the grace of God, God just stacked up in the right way, the way he guided. But yes, what I want to say is, he just spoke very fastly, and probably you would have not even noticed the impact that those two words can have in your life, my friends. Even if you are selling a product, I say, he told, if you are in service, I'm saying, even if it's product, even if it's service, there is one line which I'm going to say, which Meher, guided me. And I'm going to say that, it's a line of Bill Gates. Bill Gates always says, I do not want to sell the product. I want to sell the intelligence around the product. I want to sell the intelligence around the product. And that is something, which, for example, if I want to sell nano videos, I don't want to sell nano videos. I want to make every business owner empowered with all their problems. Once they get rid of that, they will automatically come to me for nano videos, right, Meher, or not? Money has to come.
You give them a reason to ask for nano videos.
Exactly.
You make them feel.
But Meher, what happens is, what I personally realized, when while attending so many trainings and after talking to many business owners, they are too transactional at their vision. People say, business owners, माल कैसे बिकेगा ये बताओ बस सीधा सीधा. But today the times are short-sightedness, very rightly. They're very myopic. And now, since everything is going digital, my friend, if your product does not have the intelligence, the right knowledge around it, and you are not visible in terms of paid advertisement, in terms of Google, in terms of remarketing, retargeting, videos, everywhere where your customer is there. I repeat, everywhere your customer is there. You know what you got to be consistently be there visible. And
Yeah,
then
absolutely.
even what he said to become a thought leader, believe you me, guys, if you think that Mayor told me to be a thought leader, do you think that I'm doing this for being a thought leader? No. I
It
only
can't be with that. That's gonna be not
exactly
authentic.
एग्जैक्टली वो थ्री इडियट्स का डायलॉग है ना मेहर, यू नो दैट आप काबिलियत पे मेहनत करो तो कामयाबी झक मार के आएगी. सो आई ऑलवेज हैव लुक्ड अपॉन मेहर्स वर्ड कि नहीं यार, अगर मेहर ने बोला है थॉट लीडर बनना है तो थॉट लीडर नहीं बनना है, बट प्रोबेबली फोकस ऑन गिविंग द वैल्यू on what your customer need and wants. Automatically you will become thought leader.
Yeah, and they need more. I mean, it doesn't die there. You just evoked the need of what he really would require to succeed, and you showed him a direction, and then your product is just a means to achieve that desire that he has. You made him see that, hey, that's possible. What you're looking at, that's the goal that you're looking at, and that's possible. Let me tell you how this is possible. And you tell him that this is how it is possible. And when he starts getting engrossed in this, when he starts getting realizing that, hey, this seems to be doable. And then when he realizes this seems to be doable, let's have a structure. Let me speak to someone who really knows this. And then when he goes out and looks for something which relates and connects, and then he knows that, hey, that's the guy who gave this kickstart to me. That's the guy who is in it, and he's always talking about this stuff, and let me just go after him and see what he's got for me. And that's when he's going to ask you that, hey, Ankur, do you really have a structure in place? Do you really have something which is going to help me take this forward? I mean, you've helped me a lot, but now I want more of your time. Now I want more from you. And then where is that? So that's when you come in and say that, hey, this is what I've created. Obviously, I cannot give you time because my goal is to impact millions of people. So I have created this something which is worth for it to be compactful and for it to have everything that you could ever require to succeed in the goal that you are desiring at this moment. So if you take this, this is what it is all about.
I think,
that's when you are actually
Meher, I think, what you have, given to, to everyone. I wasn't expecting, that you will share such golden insights, what you gave to me. And, I mean, I'm feeling super fortunate, to be there in front of you. I think this would be surely a case study of a student, when a teacher shares something and a student implements. I think
it is for me. Yeah.
Exactly. It gives me, when I share something with someone, I mean, the last day, the last day, in fact, the last evening, I was talking to one of my students. She's a yoga teacher, and she said, that I did, couple of live on this yoga day, and I got almost like, more than 15 inquiries, from that 2 live sessions, and she never did live. She was like all very scared for getting live, and she did it. She got more than 15-20 inquiries, and that too from internationally. So I mean, she was like, wow, that there is, I wasn't visible, but the traffic was already there.
So guys, one thing that I would want to add to what Ankur said, and that's something which, it comes in front of you, but you don't realize this. And there's something which I want to tell you all is that people don't buy products. People don't buy services. People buy people.
Yes.
All right, guys. If you think that the person who bought from you, he bought your product or he bought your service, trust me, he's not bought your product and he's not bought your service. He's bought you because he trusts and he believes in you. And he thinks that you are a genuine person, you're an authentic person. Whatever you're saying, you're going to make it happen for him or her. And that's when they buy. And that is the reason why Nano Video, that is the reason for you to come up front. That is the reason why you need to come up front and say that if my things doesn't work, come back and take the money from me, because money doesn't matter to me. For me, it matters that does it impact you?
Exactly.
Doesn't make a difference. Does it change your life? And if it does change your life, I'm ready to accept the money from you.
Wow.
And that's what your goal should be, guys. So the reason why you come up is because you want human to buy product from you. You don't want an elephant to buy a product from you who's not going to give you money. So you want humans to buy you. So if you want humans to buy you, they buy you. So if you're a business owner of a multinational company, why Apple phones started selling? Why did it start selling? Because Steve Jobs launched each and every phone personally. Guys, he launched each and every phone personally throughout the time that he was the CEO and the owner of Apple. His CEO didn't launch, nobody else launched the phone, right? It's the Steve Jobs who launched the phone. It's Tim Cook who launches the phone. He takes the responsibility and the ownership of what fucks up and what goes well.
Exactly.
Sorry to use that word, guys, but this is where the intensity comes in. If you are the owner, no matter how big your company is, but if you don't come up front and if you don't talk to your customer, if you don't believe in your customer, if you don't stand by your product and say, this is what I do, and I'm ready to serve you, and I'm ready to offer my product to you. And if I go wrong, I'm ready to accept it, and I'm ready to change it, and I'm ready to make a change, guarantee you, money back guarantee you. And if those are the things that you will talk, tell me a person who's not going to buy.
Awesome. I think this was purely phenomenal. I could feel your energy. It was like an energy, coming straight, from your words, straight from your heart to my heart. I could feel, the sense of, the
importance.
Are you feeling goosebumps? If you're getting goosebumps, type goosebumps, in the comment box, because this is actually giving me goosebumps, when I'm listening that people are not buying your product and service. Just imagine what you've been focusing on for years and years. Let me sell my product. Let me sell my service. They're not buying that. What an ice-breaking line, this gentleman has said. This is something phenomenal. That people just buy genuine. People. That's it. They're just going to buy you. And if your face, if one line is coming straight in my head, I would just like to add, if you allow me to, Please. I just read this one line, that the best interface which excites your customer is your face. Guys, it's your face. And I could correlate these two lines, that people buy people, and the best interface which excites your customer is your face. Because ultimately, आपका अगर कोई भी प्रोडक्ट है ना, आप चाहे टेस्टिंग इक्विपमेंट बना रहे हैं, घड़ी बना रहे हैं, मोबाइल बना रहे हैं, दरवाजा बना रहे हैं, फाइल्स बना रहे हैं, कोई भी सर्विस दे रहे हैं, प्रोडक्ट दे रहे हैं, एट द एंड ऑफ द डे कोई भी कस्टमर आपसे कोई प्रोडक्ट तब खरीदता है जब उसके अंदर उसको वो ट्रस्ट और क्रेडिबिलिटी फील होती है। और ट्रस्ट और क्रेडिबिलिटी, अब एक चीज देखिए, अगर ये आपसे बात करे और मैं हट जाऊं तो ट्रस्ट और क्रेडिबिलिटी ज्यादा बिल्ड होगी, या ये इसके साथ मैं बोलूं कि ये एक ऐसी बोतल है जिसने मेरी शायद जीवन को इतना आसान कर दिया, क्योंकि इसकी वजह से ही मैं आज बोल पा रहा हूं, क्योंकि मैं गर्म पानी जो ये बोतल मुझे देती है वही अलाउ करती है मैं आप लोगों को सर्व कर पाऊं। अब इससे आपका इमोशन ट्रिगर होगा। अब अगर ये चेहरा ही मिसिंग है तो मेहर, दैट इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट यू मेंट, राइट? और लोग इस पे मेहनत करने में लगे हुए, इसका एक काम रेट कम कर देते हैं, इसका रेट कम कर देते हैं। रेट कम करने से क्या होगा यार? दिस विल नॉट वर्क। You got to be present. You got to tell, and trigger the right emotion after, as Meher said, knowing your customer, and then triggering the right emotion, and then consistently, and then being on the right platform. Now I will come to the right platform, Meher. It has, I don't know where it has come from. I think it's striking my head. There's some questions, popping in my head, and I want to clear that up. I don't want to. I want to take maximum juice out of every word you have with you, and I'm just loving
anytime.
So guys, anytime. Loving this interview.
I don't know if anybody is loving it, but you are definitely loving it.
Oh, I'm just, it's like, it's like sipping a freaking cappuccino, and every sip by sip, I'm just letting it, go. and enjoying it to the core. I'm just loving it. I'm just loving it. For
Thank you.
sure, I'm loving
Thank you.
it. And
Thank you.
one thing, Meher, which a lot of people, a lot of business owners ask me, that is Facebook for B2C services, or is LinkedIn for B2B product, or what platform works or not works, or is this expensive, not expensive? People have a lot of questions about, before choosing the right platform, whether this works. In fact, some of them have misconceptions about it.
Yeah.
Getting?
Yeah.
So I want to, some light upon that as well.
So,
Is this
what
question relevant,
platform?
by the way? I mean,
It
it is
is,
for,
it is, it is
yeah,
super relevant
yeah.
because there's a lot of dilemma around that. There are a lot of things I have come across, a lot of situations where people have asked me, hey, do I really need to be on Facebook? Because I do like B2B. Now, then I have to ask him that if you do B2B, does your customer go on Facebook and spend more time, or does he go on LinkedIn and spend more time? So then he has to say when he goes back evening, he spends more time on Facebook. Then I say that if he goes on Facebook and spends more time there, I mean, in an hour, I asked him, and 9 out of 10 people, they themselves, as a business owner that they are, when I ask them that where do you spend more time, then he says that I spend more time. If you ask me, frankly, I spend more time on Facebook than on LinkedIn. When it's business, I go on LinkedIn. When it's non-business, then I go on Facebook. I go on Insta. So when a person goes on Insta and Facebook, it's not that Facebook and Insta is incapable for you to reach them, to reach a business owner who is from a certain industry. You can also identify the title of a business owner. So like if you ask me, I have put my title as founder. So if you go and target people on Facebook, that people who are in digital marketing industry, who are in marketing, who's in advertising, who likes Google, who likes Facebook, and then if you say his job title is founder, you're going to target me. You're going to target people like me. So if you go ahead and if you start writing and typing industries, you can choose immense number of industry. You name the industry, those industries are there on Facebook at this moment. You choose the industry, you choose the demographic, the area, the location, and then you choose the title, the administration, people who are in the administration role, people who are vice president level, people who are CEOs, people who are founders, people who are managing directors, people who are sales directors. You choose those titles, and those titles are not the titles that Facebook thinks you are. Those are the titles that people have mentioned in their Facebook account saying that they are a founder of their particular country, of their particular company, which falls into a certain industry. Now, the reason why I said, when I say Facebook and I said LinkedIn, I don't mean to say don't target on LinkedIn. I mean to say that if you have certain sort of a budget, and we all are limited with budget at this moment, for getting you and acquiring a lead on LinkedIn is obviously going to be expensive. Why is it expensive? Because there are obvious reasons: the less demand and supply. All right. The supply is very less. I mean, the demand is very less. There are less eyeballs on LinkedIn. So obviously LinkedIn has to charge more for you to get impressions on LinkedIn. So Facebook has too much of eyeballs, too much of screen time available. So obviously your cost is going to be less. As long as your message is consistent, as long as your message is clear, its clarity is speaking to the right people, to the right audience, no matter Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever platform it is, you will impact, you will be able to attract and resonate and be relevant to your client when he sees or browse through you on Facebook or on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, the only reason is less eyeballs and very expensive. However, it is worth your time. Now, when people ask me which platform, it actually, the question that I would ask them is that which platform are your audience spending more time?
More time. Okay. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
So do you really know? Have you really done your homework to find out that because there are people who don't spend time on Facebook, who spend very little time on Instagram and spend more time on LinkedIn, but they spend more time on Google browsing things. then you probably should be spending more time and money on advertising on Google Display Network. You should be advertising on YouTube, because they might be watching a lot of news and entertainment on YouTube as well. So you need to find out. I mean, see, if Google and Facebook and LinkedIn made it so easy, everybody would have been selling. So it's not that easy, but it's you have to test them for you to see. With smaller budget, you test your audience and you test your messages, you do your homework, then you go on these platforms, you test your audience, you test your creatives, and you see how they respond. It's like you are in an ocean, all right? Understand this analogy. You're in an ocean and you put a bait down there, all right? You have a fishing net, you put a bait down there, you put a bread, you'll have small fishes come there. The shark won't even move his head to look at your bread. But if you put a meat, then the shark will come and all the small fishes will go away. So if you know that what is your angle, which is going to connect very well and going to be laser focused to your audience, you speak that word out in your message. You just create that one message, that creative, and you put it out to the right audience, you will see the shark turning his head to you and buying your product and service. No matter what platform you are. If you got your customers right, you're going to nail it.
So I think, wow, this is so beautifully described, Meher. I mean, it's such an amazing, way, the analogy, with which you've explained it of shark and fishes. I think this is brain tattooed, I mean, I can never forget that, whenever, this example, I would recall it again and again with this analogy, and definitely it's truly very, very rightly, said that.
It's an ocean. It's an ocean of audience. There are interests, there are demographics, there are behaviors, Facebook, Insta, Google, YouTube. Everybody has an ocean of audience. They all may attract you and they all may seem like, hey, wow, Meher, you know what? People in health and fitness, they are my audience. I should target them. But if you target those health and fitness people, do you have something special to tell them about your product and service? Do you know that pain area? Do you know what affects them? Do you know what impacts them? Do you know what problem are you solving for them? If you know that answer, you can talk about that in your creative, and you can be as clear as possible with shortest word and with the clear call to action. And if you put that all together, if you go in front of them, you are actually going into an ocean and you are showing it to all of those people. And based on what you're putting a bread or you're putting a meat. And there is an audience there. And I'm sure you're putting a meat, because I don't want you to put a bread there. A bread is going everywhere. If you're writing it for everybody, you're writing it for nobody. So you've got to be writing for one person at a time. All right. So if you're writing for fitness and wellness people, you better be writing for fitness and wellness people. Don't think I want to write for people who do meditation and yoga as well, Meher. Do you think I should put this angle in that? No way. You're talking to fitness and wellness people. You stay focused. You talk about what problem you're solving for this people, this kind of audience. And then when you create that message and you put it in the ocean as a bait, you'll see the shark turning his head and coming right there to take that meat from you. Does it make sense?
I'm left with no words there, with what you've told. As a marketer, I could correlate with that, to that depth, and with what level of, transparency, you putting up things on the plate. It's truly commendable. I mean, I must acknowledge that this is something, which probably people don't even teach in their most advanced courses. I mean, this is something, what he's told, guys, I just want to, recap this for you, because I also want to revise it again and again and again. I do that, I do learn this, but every time I hear this, I want to revise it, because this is, and I think as a marketer, we want to revise this again, because even we forget this. Even I forget this again. And when I again recall this principle,
I don't forget it, because I live it and breathe it. I don't forget it. If I see something which is not resonating, that creative is out of the window.
Exactly. But Meher, what happens is, that when we are making creative, sometimes it happens, that we forget that, So probably what I'm understanding is, for all the audience, I just want to make it very simple and very easy, is to make it very crisp, is that every market, every person in your market, when you identify and know your customer, they have a specific need, a want. And when you attack to that want,
Evoke it.
exactly,
Yeah, you
and
bring it out.
exactly, when you're talking, for example, if your message is around, if your market is doctors, and not just doctor, but doctors who are heart surgeons, or not just heart surgeons, but probably heart surgeons with high risk cardiac, surgeons.
Problems. Yeah.
Exactly. If that is something, where you are very clear, and then you are aware with what their problems are, their questions are, their misconceptions are, the results which they want. I mean, if that gets clear in your head, and then you put your message, your market, and then you understand, after understanding the market, you put your message. That's what exactly, Mary, you meant, that you
I
put
meant,
message.
yeah, the message, the problem that you're solving. You take that problem and put it on his face and say, are you facing this problem while you're looking at your patients? Are you facing a problem of getting less patients at your doorstep? Are you facing a problem that your phone doesn't ring enough and you're waiting at your reception, waiting for someone to drop in? What are you doing? You are actually evoking that actual pain that he has on a daily basis when he's sitting inside his room and he's waiting till the reception tells him, sir, there's a patient waiting for you. He wants to wait to listen to the reception. So if you evoke that emotions in him, then you got it. Then you nailed it. And that's when you'll be able to connect with your audience, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah? I hope it makes sense to you.
This is so beautifully explained, Meher, and that is super amazing golden nugget, that you got to focus. When you cater to everybody, then you cater to nobody. And when you write a message for everybody, actually that message does not attack even anybody. That was something, a golden, big golden nugget for everyone. And guys, whenever you're writing your ad, your creative, your landing page, always first ask yourself and write it on the top. Write it on the top. That's what Meher told me, that always first start with who are you writing it for?
Address your audience.
Exactly.
Connect, resonate, speak out, talk, stand out and say, business owners, are you listening? Doctors, this is for you. A message for you.
Message for you, yes.
Yeah. Doctors, are you still waiting for the phone to ring? Fucking doctor's gonna go crazy. He's writing for me. Guys, what is important is that, as business owners and as marketers, we underestimate the power of words.
Yes.
Yeah. Every word that you write on your creative, I mean, if you make a creative, that if you end up writing a ad copy, a creative copy for yourself and for your own self, for your audience, if you're going to end up writing it, you will realize that every word has some emotional value to it. I mean, if I say home, if I say house, do you see that there's a difference between a house and a home? Do you live in a home or do you live in a house? If you live in a rented place, it's a house. If you live in your own home, if you build this home, you build a whole house to make it a home. So the moment you say home or you say house, it's a lot of difference. The moment you say a house or you say a cottage, is more cozy, right? So that's the difference. When you choose a word to communicate, every word has an emotion, it has a nature in which it is used in anybody. So like I said, home and house is a classic example for any of you guys. You're going to start seeing these words floating around you, and you will see that if the advertiser, if he's really an advertiser, he's going to choose his words right.
Exactly.
He's going to choose his pain area correctly. And where do you find this word? Where do you find what word goes and impacts your customer? at the reviews.
Reviews. Knowing
What
your
is the vocabulary that your customer is using when they are writing the review? A heart specialist for pediatric, if he wants to know what the mother and father dreams for when they have, or what the mother and father goes through when they are looking, I mean, come on, the mother and father, if he's looking for, I wish nobody looks for that, for a heart specialist for pediatric. And if for God forbid, if you have to write an ad for that person, you gotta be sensitive. There's a lot of emotions there. Every word has to be emotional. The person who's reading it, his heart broken himself. He's looking for a pediatric heart specialist, maybe for his own son or daughter, or maybe for somebody else. There should be emotions in the words that you're saying. You can't be saying, call now to book an appointment. No, I'm waiting to help you.
Exactly.
I'm waiting on the other side, waiting to answer your call, ready to help you. Where is the emotions, guys? Come on, that's where the emotion comes in. People buy people. Your words can say and speak out that there is somebody behind this who wrote this for me.
Wow.
If you write call, book an appointment, fuck it.
Exactly. It's not going to work. And that's exactly, what Meher guys told you. This is something, which is very powerfully said, that people buy on emotion and they justify on intellect or logic. So you got to understand this, that every customer of yours, they do not buy your product or service. They buy it on a certain emotion, my friend. And once you understand your customer, then you know from where to, where is your customer. Then you understand how to understand your customer, what all he, what all verbiage, does he uses. And then you start speaking in the same verbiage in your paid advertisement, in your organic messages, in your lives, in your videos, in every communication around your product or service which you give. Believe you me, my friends, getting 10, getting 100, or getting 1,000 leads a day is a cakewalk. That is something, जो वही डायलॉग फिर से बोलूंगा, वो कामयाबी है. 10 लीड लाना, 100 लीड लाना, 1000 लीड लाना, कामयाबी है. काबिलियत का केक वो है जो मेहर ने अभी हमें बताया है. What he gave you guys to taste upon and to relish and to keep on just, having a bite one by one. What every bite, he's giving you in the form of golden nuggets. Believe you me, guys, this is something, if you understand this and if you absorb this within your own self, it will take you a month time minimum to just understand and implement. But once you implement this in depth, you start looking your own marketing messages, your all presentations, your all emails, your all websites, landing pages, organic messaging, videos. There is so much work that you will realize, यार इतना सारा काम करना है. And that's
करना पड़ेगा.
But करना
There is
पड़ेगा.
no option.
There is no option.
Unfortunately.
And my business owner friends, I want to address this for each one of you. अगर आप ये सोच रहे हो ना कि आपकी डिजिटल मार्केटिंग एजेंसी आपके लिए आपके कस्टमर को जान लेगी और ढूंढ लेगी और उसके रिव्यूज भी निकाल लेगी, तो आप प्लीज इस भ्रम में मत रहें. No agency in this world can do that for you, right, Meher? You have to do it yourself.
At least you have to work with them. If they are passionate enough about your product, you work with them.
Nice.
You guide them. You give them a direction. You tell them that, hey, Meher, this is what we actually do for our customers. This is where we put our skin in the game. This is how passionately we build our product. This is where we go deep down inside a customer's need, and then we go out and build something or enhance our product or service. So if your business, if your digital marketing is enthusiastic about your product and service and they want to work with you simultaneously to understand your customer and be as passionate as you could be, then obviously it's going to be a win-win situation and you're going to be lucky enough to have those kind of people working with you, and I'm sure you're going to sail through that. Now, one of the things that Ankur touched upon, and that's something which I really like, and I would love to talk about that as well. It's about people buy out of emotions and they justify it with logic. That's the truth, guys. The way it works is every human being, they have two sides of the brain. The right side is the emotional brain. It doesn't think hard. It has superficial knowledge. It has less memory. The left side of the brain, it has more memory, and it only looks at things logically, factfully, and stuff like that. So if you are communicating, and if your product is expensive, if your product is something which is going to take too much of a hard time for them to, shell out the money, then it's not going to be easy for you to communicate. But it's, again, not easy to it's not going to be difficult. It's not going to be impossible for you to break through, but you need to touch upon the logic. You need to touch upon the left side of the brain. But if your product is easy to sell, it's not asking for too much, then you don't have to use this logic superficially. Some things that impacts him where he doesn't have to think. Now imagine a Dove. When Dove does his ad, why does it have mothers and women and ladies talk about it? Because as an advertiser, as a user, if I'm looking at it, I would see that a mother is talking. Dove is for mothers and for the child. If a mother is talking, then she's saying that when I start using this Dove, my skin becomes nice. The advertiser is doing two things. Firstly, the advertiser is passing the right message. Secondly, the advertiser is not making the user even think that, is this the right product for me? The advertiser is not making him use his logical mind that should I or shouldn't I buy? Because he already made the person see that, hey, mother likes it. Come on, dude, don't think hard, just buy it. Why does a Pepsodent take a doctor wearing a suit? She may not even be a doctor. She's an artist wearing a suit and speaking as if she's a doctor and says that this is why this toothpaste is good. Why do they make a lady wear a doctor suit in front of you? Because they don't want your logical brain to think hard. Can a doctor prescribe me a toothpaste? I will buy that. The moment you start listening to a doctor talking about a toothpaste, you will say that, wow, even a doctor says this. Come on, let me just buy this. You're not going to use your left brain and going to try to put deep thoughts in that. And kitne ka hai, kyun buy karu? Why should I buy this? I mean, this is even worth and stuff like that. So if you want to just work with the superficial part of your brains, if you just want to work with the less logical part of the brains, then try to have an internal message and have your subconscious mind of your users connect with your product or service. It's a difficult, I'm sorry if I went a little depth in this, but this is where you need to start understanding that you don't need to have the logical mind, of the users impacted if your product is good enough to get started, if it's not expensive. Wow. If it is, then start talking about the facts and the figures and the numbers and the statistics and the analysis and stuff like that. You need to put those things in front of the people, and only then the person is going to buy. You put reviews, you put all of those things. Now, to sell a Dove, you don't need a review. Yeah, you don't need a Pepsodent, you don't need a review. Yeah, that's where it is all about, guys. So yeah, that's something which is super important for us. Wow, thank you, Ankur, for touching on this.
This is something, Mayor, what you've touched upon, in depth. That we all are beings of emotion, guys. All those of you who are watching it now, who will watch it live, you all. If you see, your bag. As a flashback, if you see, every purchase which you've done, there must have been some triggering of emotion which must have happened within you, which actually aroused you to buy that product. For example, where I bought, an oxygenator and a complete oxygen creating machine, and it was for 45,000. I remember almost, my father told me to buy it 5 days back, but there was a certain fear that, in any case, something happens, there are no hospitals, there's nothing. But we must have. So I'm just recalling your verbiage, what you told Meher, that every product or service you buy, there is certain emotion.
Every word has an emotion.
Exactly. So, and your word makes your world, my friends. That is what Meher is telling you to do. And no content writer, without knowing your customer, can ever write your copy.
Yeah.
You first
Your
have to
message.
know your customer as what he said. And believe me, after you implement all these golden nuggets which he shared about how to know your customer, and importance of knowing your customer, what platform works, how the messaging works, I think he's covered every part of the market part, message part, method part, everything. He has covered all the m's of marketing. And this is something I'm
Thank
recalling
you.
Meher, the same time, what I was, when I was in Cardiff, almost close to 200 miles away from London. And my marketing teacher was, he was such an amazing teacher. I still remember, and his name was Stephen, and he told one thing, that marketing is such a holistic subject that you got to understand not its width, but its depth.
It is depth. Yeah.
You have to understand its depth. And I'm recalling that flashback in 2004. I was there, and when I was there in Cardiff, and you made me realize that depth, again, that no, man, that marketing has great depth. You may not go to 300 feet width, but you go 300 miles depth is much more important. Just 3 feet width is more, will give you more results. So guys, this is exactly was the code which Meher has unlocked for you. I'm super, super grateful for my friend, for my mentor, for being live with all of us, for just giving his precious knowledge. I really want to pay abundance of gratitude, a lot of acknowledgement to each one of you who watched this live, to Meher for coming in front of us, sharing his golden wisdom nuggets. And definitely, yes, business owners and all the entrepreneur, my friends, you are just one step away. The one step which you are away is action. If you start taking action today, if Mayor told me certain things, and he just pushed me that you got to do this. If as he told, if I would have not done this action, guys, this would have not, he would have never been in front of you. I don't want to boast about my action, but my friends, the only thing which I'm concerned and I care from the bottom of my heart for each one of you is that I want you to take action. I want you to come out of your comfort zone and just take massive action for being there live in front of your customers, be more visible, and no matter whatever it takes, just be there, express, live a life of freedom, live a life of expression. And this will certainly give you so much of contentment within yourself, not just from the angle of money, but from the angle of living a life, which is very complete. And once you start doing that, this will be phenomenal. That's what all I can say. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you so much for being
Pleasure. Thanks a lot, Ankur. Guys, what this gentleman is doing.
If anyone wants to connect with you, for this Google and Facebook advertisement, all these, because you are on a mission to touch millions of lives. So how can they connect to you? I mean, what's and when are your when are the when is it starting, or when, if are there any batches further starting, or are you started? You were telling that.
Yeah. So I have a course which is ready at this moment, which is about Facebook and Google advertising. If anybody wants to understand this from the depth of this, because there's too much of depth as for every aspect that you want to learn, and there's a logic, there's a science, there's an arts behind it. And as much passionate as I am for any subject that I really want to teach, I go deep down inside it. And what I've done is I have done almost 30 odd videos about Google and Facebook advertisement, where I've taught from the scratch, and I've gone into the screen where you over the shoulder, you're looking at what sort of work has to be done in order for you to implement the strategies, because it's not just about learning the tool, it is about learning the strategies behind the tool, which is most important. So I have gone through this in detail. Yes, I would just probably drop my link to my Facebook page. And if anybody wants to get in touch with me, just let me know. I would be happy to connect with you, and any help that you may need, I would be happy to help you.
Awesome.
You're doing a great stuff.
Mayor, if you could just message the link to me, I would also love to post it on my wall, so that if anyone wants to get it done, they can get it done. Because we want to help as many people as possible, so that they can learn, the science of marketing, and not just dream, please stop praying that one day customer will come.
Yeah,
They will not come. They will not come.
Sorry, they all want to make money. Google, Facebook, everybody wants to make money. So you will have to push in. You'll have to jump in. You'll have to go there. Yeah, you'll have to go there and you'll have to grab them and you need to bring them to you and connect with them and make it happen for yourself. It's not difficult. It's simple as long as you do it the right way. If you look at the science and arts behind it, if you understand it from the depth of it, once you know this, your mind is good enough. I mean, every human mind is good enough to implement and execute this. Ankur can do it. I can do it. Anybody can do it. All right, guys. So it's not difficult. You can win your customers as well. You can make an impact as well, because if you have a product, if you have a service, you built it to make an impact. So it's your chance to come out and start impacting life, because your product and service can change and impact your life in a small way or a big way. No matter how big or small it is, as long as it's impacting, you're in the game and you can start winning the game as well. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Thank you, Ankur, for having me here. You've got a superb work. I'm proud of you, and I'm glad that you're doing this. Continue doing it. I would love to help you no matter how much it takes, and you're going to be successful as you are. All right. Great soul. Pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Bye. Take care. Bye, audience. Bye. Take care. God bless you. See you on the next Wednesday. Bye. Take care.
See ya.